All right, are we here? Are we here? Are we live? It is way too early to have any issues. I'm running into an issue on my live stream, and that is that getting an error on Facebook, YouTube saying, please use keyframes less than 4. I have zero knowledge of what this is, so let's see if we can figure this out. We are setting up, if you're joining us for the first time, if you happen to catch us on YouTube, I am live. I want to double check. I think I'm live. Let's see what... I believe I am online. Yeah. I'm gonna turn my phone on and then we'll get into all the joys of what in the world I am doing up at almost 4 in the morning on YouTube. And let's see. Switch account. Are we live? Yeah, I'm here. Turn this up if it. Switch account. Yep. I got audio. Gotta make sure I turn that off. Alright, so yeah, I'm here. I'm live. I'm watching on my multi-view. It is early morning. It's 3:44 here where I am at. We are live streaming. I'm setting up a new setting on all of my OBS, A10 Mini, working on graphics. And I'm doing that for my live streams. So obviously with the inception of a new show, which I showed you at the top of the show. The obviously this new show is coming soon, the Amazon shopping show. We are looking at creating new setups. We want a similar look but a different look, because obviously we are in the same studio space, we're in the same area, but at the same time we want to be unique. We want to have some type of different scenarios, different things, because we want the show to be different. So we are looking at what in the world are we doing. So let me go to the new scene. This will be the primary scene. Obviously you're looking at OBS right now because of the difference in different settings, and I've got all my scenes here, and I don't mind the Fortnite in the background. It's one of their Fortnite update nights, and since I figured I was in the studio, I might as well update this while I go. So let's see if, while I'm here, if check for updates. The update's here, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, all right. Good. So with that being done, yeah, we can literally turn that off, but it's fun when it's not on. I mean, it's kind of boring back there, but anyway. So today we're working on a few things. I do need to work on my, so I use Photoshop for all of my graphics, all my slates, things like that. So obviously the nice thing about Amazon branding, Amazon connectivities and things like that, you want to stay in brand continuity as an associate, even if you're an affiliate, if you work for a company, it's always good to understand their brand. And since we're staying in their brand, we need to look and see about the brand kits and a couple things to look at when you're doing a brand kit. Obviously you want to get in on all of the information. Now we are an affiliate associate so we can send links to you guys, share links with you, and get you guys going on that. Let me look real quick on the Amazon brand kit download. See if we can find so this was last updated 2017. That's too old. (2019). This was payment services. That's not it. Amazon. Here's Design Portal. I don't know if I can get into Design Portal. Sometimes with Amazon, they have so many diverse profiles and diverse products, that not everything works with the brands. So that's something to keep in mind. Sign in, yeah, I don't have access to that. So, that's Amazon. Okay, so I really can't. So yeah, some of this is work. Some of this will work. Amazon. Some of this is for the ads, but it gives you some of the information you need. So a brand kit, typically what a brand kit is, a brand kit basically is a set of tools that includes the colors of the brand, approved colors. And we're talking down to the very specific color. And if you look at my opening slide that was there, let me let me show you this, and then we will okay, it's the wrong page. Hold on. Let me come up here. If you are in the chat, I will go up occasionally, look at the chat, so feel free to leave a comment in the chat, and I will comment. I don't have the chat integrated into the live stream today. Obviously it's a little late, so we're looking for brand kits. So, and we're talking about Amazon specifically, because of the difference in setups and promos. Give me a second to get into my Amazon. If I can find, I can't find the, I got, what's wrong? Oh, it's Microsoft. I can't find what I did with that slate. I didn't show you guys the slate, but I want to show you while I talk about it. Here we go, I think. No, what did I do with it? All right, here we go. It's actually better to show it here anyway. Let me see, save as. Okay, show pictures, show first. Gotcha. All right, so anyway, well, it's up here. So obviously what I'm talking about with colors is the exact pigment of this color. So, you know, we're talking the hex value, the RGB color. So the hex color, if you can see down here, this is the hex value of the Amazon Associate color. And there's two different colors. They've got the black as well. And that's this hex color 221F20. if you ever go into a color picker and enter that specific hex color, you will always get this color for that brand. So you always want to know what your hex color is or your RGB color. Sometimes a brand will include some other values for those, and those colors will be a value that you have to stick with. Photoshop used to use Pantone colors, but they have moved away from those colors. But hex values and RGB values always stay the same no matter what program you work in. So if you get the color brands, you want to stick to those. Another thing that you're looking for in the brand kit is what fonts are acceptable, what case. The logo for Amazon most of the time is lowercase, believe it or not. So you want to, if you do brand specific ads or things like that, you want to stay on target. And as we saw from the other advertisement, from the ad things, this is brand on and off Amazon. Obviously, we're not going to be branding on Amazon for the moment because we're not an influencer. We can't use the creative tools for that. This is why we're doing this. We want to get better at it so that we can do on-brand content. And because of that, I'm obviously going to be promoting more products. The show should start in the next few weeks. So obviously we want to make sure that we stick to these plans. So, and I'll have to read over this all the time. And then small spaces, subscribe logos, subscribe and save bundles. They have so many rules, and this is what you're looking for when you're talking about brand. You want to make sure that you have no clear violations so that Amazon or any other company doesn't have a problem with what you're doing. You're wanting to stay on brand, keep everything happy, and now obviously the best thing to do is to get their logos and then stick to their logos. Now right here is a big example of what you can't do, and the reason being is you do not want to have their logo away from their stuff. Always make sure that their logos stand out, and stuff like that. Now, I didn't see a lot on here about color, but I'm sure all of this will go through with what we're doing. So obviously we're working in Photoshop. This will be the new lower third bar, where I build all of my graphics. If you notice the layout here, if I turn this off and then export this as a ping, let's just do this. Amazon lower third bar. I'm going to come over to our OBS. Since today we're just using OBS, I'm going to add this to my curve set. We're going to add an image. We're going to add a new image. I'm going to call it lower third. And I put that in downloads. And apply the alpha key. Now if you notice on this image here, when you apply the alpha key, it does add some of the effects that we have built into the channel. So I'm going to do this. Now I noticed for this scene that it's a little bit bigger than what I want. So I could literally take this and make it smaller, but I don't want to. I want to make sure that my lower third works everywhere I go and I don't have to manipulate it. So going back to Photoshop, I can shrink this down a little bit more. And this over here is where I'm going to be putting most of my images. So going back to our product shots from Amazon samples. Here's Gordon's, obviously Gordon's Chocolatier Obsessively Irresistible. When I do an ad, I want to be able to take this image, save this image as a, I'm going to save this in my downloads so I can find it. And then I want to be able to take this image and add it to my lower third. Did not mean to open that up like that. I want to add it to Photoshop. Take this. Why is this? No, I'm not done. So I'm going to go back to pictures, downloads, grab my picture over here. I'm going to copy that. Obviously it doesn't come to the right place. And we're going to do this. Now I'm going to put this image, it's always going to live in the same spot. So obviously sometimes the image will go high, low, and then I want to add a text field right here. And the text is going to be Gordon's Chocolatier. Having a hard time. I don't know about chocolate. Yeah, this is chocolate. I can't spell CHOCOL. Okay, now we obviously want our font to be in a good place. I'm moving the wrong layer. And then we're going to output this and see if this works. File, save as. No, you got me a copy, save as a copy. JPEG. Again, we're going to go download because this is the samples. And we're going to call this Gordon Chocolate Lower Third. So LT stands for lower third in the broadcast world, so we can just label that like that. Want to do maximum. Now, what I just did not work. And I'll show you why. Let's go back over to OBS, come over here. We're gonna take this lower third and we're gonna change this image to our Gordon lower third and watch what happens. See what happens? I literally just overlaid white with that. So when you're doing Photoshop, it's becoming a tutorial. So in order to get a transparent background and for a lower third, you always have to make sure that you do not use save as or save as copy. You always want to go export and export as ping. And we're going to go Gordon lower third. And there it is. We're going to take the .jpeg off. And we're going to save. And it automatically saves without a background or what's called transparent background. Coming back to OBS, we're going to browse for that source. We're going to grab the ping. A ping can be a transparent background. There are several others that will do it. So let's send this there updated, and then we're going to take it on the air and see what it looks like. Now that to me looks perfect. Now let's make sure that we are doing our alpha. So without alpha, it actually doesn't have much of a difference with the transitions. You guys can see it live on the air. So if you notice when I'm flicking alpha on and off, it gives it more, the outline is more defined. And for this scene, that's where we're getting the true alpha key that is designed for this. And with the lower third, that's what you want to do. You always want to send, if you're doing a lower third, you want to send the alpha and key separately so that it's working there. I am seeing some errors on my lower third. You see this message here, error? Let's see this. Open widget. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which can cause buffering. The current keyframe frequency is 8.3. Note that integration errors can cause incorrect GOP, group of picture size. So, with that being said, is that something that is actually legit? I'll have to go check my settings out and see. I did use the OBS widget to create the stream, set the stream up, and do all that, so I'm gonna have to make sure. But basically, so this is the design of what I'm gonna be creating when I do my OBS live streams coming up. I will have the Amazon page up with the product, talk about the product, have the lower thirds, and I'm actually working on a widget for the Stream Deck. And this is where the other part of the stream comes in. So I've talked about the integration of I've talked about the integration of the stream decks in my live streams. I've talked about the difference between using Bit Focus Companion and OBS. bit focus companion compared to the Elgato Stream Deck. And I mentioned that there are certain things that both of them do. Well, this is one of those features that does a better job with the Elgato software over the OBS software. And that is how to send messages to our chat. So, as an example, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to send and see if this works. Let me open up my live stream on this computer and see if this works and see if my chat actually went through. I don't think it did because I'm not seeing the chat here. Hello. It's not wanting to. Oh, okay. Let's see if it works now. There it goes. It worked. It actually sent a message to my chat. Hey, welcome, hello and welcome to the live stream. Join in the conversation by leaving a comment in the chat. So this does work. I have to go in and change my live streams. Let's see what other option we had here. The latest. I wonder if that works. I'm going to try again, see if it works. And yeah, the latest might work better because obviously you want to have it work every time. So if you notice on my buttons, I've got two different messages, and obviously what I will have is I will always have the welcome one, which is right here. But then I have this other one, which, let's double check the YouTube one. I have it set for Twitch and YouTube, but we're not live on the thing. I'm going to change this to latest, and I'm going to hit the Hadley Design. Hadley Design products that are designed to inspire, and then it has a link to their page. I know you guys can't see the actual, if you're watching and you see the chat come in, this is another integration for the live stream. So when I have my lower third up on the screen, I put it up there, I can hit that button, send the message with the links, and you guys can be purchasing them, opening another screen, keep watching on the streams, and then you're able to go and get going. If you notice, my chat rate is right here. Let me see, do we have a YouTube chat? Yeah, there it is. There's the chat window that is going to YouTube. So you can see right there that everything is working the way it needs to be. Now, in time for the new show to start June 1st, we have to finish setting up our scenes. This is pretty much the end of the scenes because, no, we didn't set that up. So obviously our opening scene is designed to be just that. It's an opening scene I can open up. Now we will be using a different lower third than putting lower thirds on OBS because turning them on and off is not as easy because you basically, the thing about OBS when you do lower thirds built into OBS is you have to build the same scene with the lower thirds and lower thirds off. And if you noticed, I was coming into turning on the same scene and then clicking the lower third off in the preview, and then transitioning back in order to get that lower third to come in. It does work, but it's extra settings, and so the question comes down to, is it the most effective? Is it the best way to do that? And I believe it's not, because I use a third-party program for that, integrated into OBS, and then it works. And that is, if you are interested in that, subscribe to the channel, because on Mondays is Tech Talk. Starting in June, we will be having Tech Talk on Monday, Amazon shopping, I think on Wednesdays, and then we're going to be looking at doing biblical reflections on Facebook on Sundays. So, with that being said, we've got a lot coming for the channel. We will be doing some integrations between the three of them to start out, to make sure everything's working, cross-platform it. We will be live streaming to Twitch on most of the shows. I will not be doing Amazon shopping on Twitch at the moment, as I've got to read the rules about that. I do know Twitch does not like promotions and telling people to go away from Twitch. So we're going to stay away from that for the moment until I can verify for certain that Twitch is good to go. Well, I really enjoyed setting this up for you guys. I'm going to tag this as a training video and do some editing on it and trim it up a little bit and put this out on the channel as a simple guide to setting up OBS for a new show. Starting, we did not go into all the settings, but we did go into a lot of the settings, and I did record this as well as stream it, and I do like the integration that we have for OBS. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button, give us a big thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, and it helps engage YouTube, as well as make sure you turn on notifications, because we never know when we'll be live. We do have a schedule, but we do like to come live at random times. Hence why we are live right now at 4:18 in the morning. I've got to get up at 6:30 because my son has college entry today. God bless you all. We'll see you guys Monday for Tech Talk, but we'll be here throughout the weekend messing around with settings in the studio, getting ready for that. Hope you guys have fun, and we'll see you guys on the next video.